I'm Virgie Niemann, one of the owners of Niemann's Gardens, and this is my son Mark. And today we're going to show you how to plant trees and shrubs. Specifically, we're going to show you how to plant a raspberry bush. Go ahead. Today the products we're going to be using are cotton boll. This is an organic compost made from cotton husk. It's important that it's acidified for our area because that will help lower our pH, which allows the plants to get the nutrients out of the soil. We'll also be using root stimulator, which will help get the shrub, specifically the raspberry bush, well established. We'll be using a good fertilizer. We'll be using the organic American Pride, which is good for trees and shrubs. And if we were planting a fruit tree or another tree, we would recommend for the fertilizer the tree spikes. But because we're going to be planting up a 1 gallon bush, we'll just use the American Pride today. This is the 1 gallon raspberry bush that we're going to be planting. And Mark is digging a hole twice as large as the root ball in here. So it'll be twice as wide. And then after he finishes digging the hole, we're going to mix equal parts of soil with the cotton burr. One of the reasons we use the cotton boll or the cotton burr, you can call it either one, is that our soil, if you go out in most gardens, it looks like this if you were to look at it. It's clayey, it's hard, and water and air can't get in there. So when we add the cotton boll to the soil, it makes it more like this. There's holes, water can get down, and it doesn't just sit on top of the ground. It actually penetrates the soil, air can get in there. So that's why we use that, as well as to make the soil more acidified to lower the pH. Now Mark has finished digging the hole, and so now the next step is to put equal parts of the cotton boll and the dirt. So you can see he's taking a handful of cotton boll and a handful of dirt, mixing it together so there's equal parts, and we're putting that in the soil. Okay, so Mark has dug the hole. He's mixed equal parts of the cotton burr and the dirt together, and it's now at a level that we can put the raspberry bush in. And he's going to first, to take the bush out of the black pot, he's going to turn it over, tap gently on the bottom, and the bush should just pop right on out there. And as he places it in the ground, he's going to put it at a level that the top of the ball will be level with the ground around. And now he's going to continue mixing dirt and cotton burr together. As you're filling the hole with dirt, it's going to be very important, as you'll see in a minute, that we get the dirt all the way up to the top. If you leave part of the root ball sticking up higher than the soil, what will happen? It will act as an air wick, and this plant will not get enough water. And so you have to make sure that the soil is all the way up to the edge of the root ball. So Mark has been putting some fertilizer in, mixing it in with the soil, and then as he finishes it up, he'll put it around the top of the plant too. This is a time-release fertilizer which will last for 2 months. After you've added the fertilizer, the last step is to add root stimulator. You're going to use about 3½ tablespoons to a gallon of water. So Mark is pouring the root stimulator there, and he's going to put it in the gallon of water, and then he's going to pour that gallon of water around the raspberry bush that he just planted. You might think because it's root stimulator you would do it earlier in the game, but no, you wait until the end and you water it in really well. You want to make sure that you get it on the soil and not on the leaves. It is also a fertilizer, but it primarily has some B vitamins in it also that will really help the plant make the transition and get well established into the ground. Okay. Mark and I have now completed planting the raspberry bush, and we are imagining the delicious raspberries we are going to enjoy year after year. As a side note, we will notice that a raspberry bush will grow about 4 feet tall, 3 to 4 feet wide, and will produce raspberries for several weeks during the summer. Enjoy.